Is we live? Is we live? Is we live? Yes, you're now tuning into the Rare Podcast. And of course, I'm your host with the most, NK, aka the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour. I'm not alone. I'm joined with a very special guest. Without further ado, I'm going to let her introduce herself. Please tell the people who you are and just a little bit about yourself.
A little bit about myself.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, guys. My name is Joa Brown. I'm just a little content creator who just started making videos and is doing well. Sometimes,
you're doing
I guess.
good, man. You're doing good, man. Nah. Like, your content's come across my page like a lot. I think I maybe discovered you like a year ago.
Oh, really?
Like a year ago. You were just doing hella comedy skits, especially the uncle skits. like where you have like the black mate, like you have the black. What is that makeup?
Bro, I just use my mascara. Just like an old mascara, and I just like go over. Yeah.
And then the uncle belly, and then all that type of stuff. But I'm like. What obviously, Jacob, what got you into content creating, and then what things do you use to draw from? Like, I know you drew from like obviously that some Ghanaian uncles that you've seen, and obviously I've seen the skits you've done of like Ghanaian aunties, like, but what are your like inspirations in terms of like the comedy content you make? And are you just, and do you make other stuff other than the comedy content as well?
How do you call it? I think I always wanted, like, I always made videos. Like, I still have it actually. I have a private Instagram whereby I would make videos all the time and then post it, and it will always just be like my friends who would watch it and comment. And I think like during the pandemic, that's when like TikTok became like hit. And there was this content creator, her name is Stacey Theroux, and I could see like the sort of content that she was making. I could relate so much to it, and it was like, oh, this is legit what I'm making. So why don't I just post the videos that I'm making on Instagram just for my friends to see, just post it on TikTok? And that's when I started posting my videos on TikTok. But I've actually had this nature of making videos because I'm an actress, and I've been acting for 8 years, and I just
What got you? That's interesting, because I used to I've said this on the podcast before, but I was very, very heavy into acting when I was younger.
Okay.
Like, in terms of like, I used to be in all the school plays, audition. I even auditioned for drama school. Unfortunately, I didn't get in.
Aww.
But I was heavy into. But what was the moment that made you fall in love with acting? And what was the first role that you played where you were like, "Oh, I really like this"?
Okay. What made me get into acting? I feel like acting is a bit like an escapism for me. I'm the eldest of 6 children, and I had to really grow up very early on. I don't feel like I really had like a childhood because of how, like, the eldest of 6 with a single mom. So you just have to really help along, and acting became sort of a way for me to not be Juanita all the time, just to be someone else, to feel free, to be able to play so many roles whereby I could forget all my responsibilities at home, and it became like a second home for me. And that's how I started doing acting. Also, like when I was in Ghana, I feel like I've always really been like an attention seeker. I know it's not a positive thing to say these days, but I feel like I've always wanted to shine and just like speak to people, just always wanting to be seen. And
I think that's the creative spirit though, because I feel like I've been the same way. Like, I've like part of the reason why I loved acting, similar to you, it just felt like a way to express myself and express feelings that, you know, there's not, like, especially with when you play certain characters, like your job is to like embody those characters and kind of live and kind of show the audience the lived experience of those characters, and it allows you to tap into certain emotions that you can't tap into in the regular day. Like, it's not passionate monologue to somebody,
right?
Because somebody would just look at me like, "Are you mad? like relax, like, my friend, calm down, cool it down, calm down." But when you're acting, it's like it feels like that release, and I feel like the reason why I fell in love with acting, because it's like you get to share an experience with whatever audience it is, whether it's did you want to be? Were you interested in like theatre, or was it mainly like TV, like or television-esque acting?
Yeah,
Like?
so I've done theatre for like 9 years now.
Okay.
And I would just always do theatre alongside like just school.
Yeah.
Actually, I was touring around with my theatre group around like Europe before pandemic happened. But yeah, it has always been theatre. But right now, I do know that I've done theatre and I want to get into film and everything. But there's just so many steps to be taken.
Yeah.
And for the past 3 years, I've just really been focusing on uni and like just wanting to get out of the way. And now that I'm done, it's like I still have that passion to also do acting. But it's like the sector is so heavily based on your social capital and the people that you know and the network, and it has so little to do, well, not so little, but these days like your talent needs to be discovered first. But yeah. So right now my goal is just, I feel like with TikTok, just as a means of putting myself out there. I know I'm not acting, or I'm just chatting on TikTok actually, and I don't think a lot of people really realize that the goal is to be an actress.
But it's a way to, like I said, it's a way for people to remember the name.
No, definitely.
And so it's like, you know, you never know what casting director could see you in the future and be like, I recognize this face.
Definitely.
And already you've created a point of contact and a point of interest. And yeah, I just think acting like is just a beautiful like medium of like just storytelling
very much,
and expression. But you're a creative person, I'm a creative person, and were your parents or the people around you supportive of your creative endeavors? I mean, you don't have to get into it too much if you don't want to.
Okay.
But were there a support system for you? Did they get it, or was it just a thing of you had to do it first and then show them like, okay, this is what this could lead to?
No, obviously my mom, with her being like a single mom, when I started doing like theatre and auditioning whilst I was studying, she was just a bit skeptical because she's like, bro, if you don't do this school life, you're just touring around, you see what I'll do to you. So she was just a bit skeptical. But not to get too deep, but I do have foster parents back in Belgium.
Okay.
So they're the ones that whenever I would just like be on stage, there would just be two white heads just cheering me on in the crowds, like being so happy for me. Yeah. So, and my friends are also just really supportive with everything that I do. So I do think that I had like a very good solid base of people that supported me. But I think with my mom, it had to be a thing where she saw it. And I think once I started making videos, or my videos started going viral on TikTok, it was a situation where she would go to the market in Milton Keynes. She would take her phone, she'd be like, hey, follow my daughter Joa Brown on Instagram and TikTok. She's big, like follow her. And I'll be like, bro, were you not the same person that
telling me
like to go to school? Because
to focus on your life.
Like, I actually also wanted to do, like, I actually wanted to go to drama school as well.
Yeah.
But then she was like, you know, you're a black woman in this society and you need to just have a vocational degree to fall back on, which is really understandable because the acting sector is just so uncertain.
It's volatile,
Very much. And so that's why I actually did sociology at uni, because it was just the most, I feel like sociology is so broad and you can do so much with it. But that's why I went to uni, but otherwise I would have actually applied to go to drama school.
Yeah. We spoke about representation earlier. Obviously you're an actress, and then you want to tell, and part of the job is telling stories. What stories do you feel like aren't being told right now, but you would love to tell? It's a very broad question.
No, it is a very broad question, but I like it. What questions do I want to tell? I think part of being a creative is also that you be authentic and you just, because we all have a story. Like there's so many people that have their stories, everything that they go through, the way that they think. And I feel like what makes every creative unique is they are bringing their story alive. And I feel like I want to bring my story, the things that makes me who I am, or the things that I've been through, that people can relate to it. And so like, with me, like my migration status, being a black woman, all the things that, you know, makes me who I am, I want to be able to, you know, apply my creative side to it and just bring that story out. So yeah, I think those are the stories that I want to be telling. Not only the struggles of being a black woman, but also how beautiful it is, and our sisterhood, and just right now we really do have the power to tell our own stories. I wrote my dissertation actually on the representation of black women in films.
Amazing.
And God willingly, it actually got like not to toot my own horn, but it actually got the best dissertation in sociology. So I was just very so proud. But it also made me realize how little resources and stories there are of black women, and it's really something that I want to be able to. Yeah.
I feel like, obviously, I'm a black man, so I don't exactly have the same shared experience as black women, but there's a crossover of us being, intersectionality of us being black.
Sure.
And I feel like a lot of the times when I see black women portrayed in like film and TV, don't get me wrong, I've seen amazing stories, but it's often stories about overcoming struggle. And I feel like while those stories are incredibly powerful and incredibly important, they do become very restrictive.
Very much.
Because it paints black women as, oh my God, these soldiers, these fighters, these people that can overcome any obstacle. But it's like, the beauty of being black and being a woman isn't just rooted in their strength or their struggles. It's rooted in the fact that they are three-dimensional people.
Yeah.
Why can't you have a story about just a woman just living soft life?
Yeah.
Or a woman just, do you know what I'm saying? Like a black woman can be anything.
Yeah.
But I feel like in regards to like the way the media portrays black women in film, it's like there's an overcorrection. It's like we either have to portray them as these perfect beings who can overcome any obstacle because, I don't know, they want to compensate for something, but the real representation is the fact that there should be not only diversity in terms of what we see on TV, but diversity of roles. So I can watch a movie where a black woman's the hero, a black woman's the villain, a black woman's this, and a black woman's that. So
there's just like all of the scenes. I think one thing that I realized when I was writing my dissertation is how many scenes, no matter if it's made by a black director or whatever, all the scenes are so based on stereotypical assumptions and it's so engraved in our minds and in just in our being and everything that we do, that you can never have a role with black women just being black women, or just being women, or so much more than the intersectionality and the struggles that they deal with, you know? So yeah, I just hope that I can show, and I think that's one thing that I want to just bring forward, is that you can be so much more than just being a black woman. Like you were talking about making comedy videos, but I also travel a lot. I love traveling. Because right now I have the EU passport.
Yeah. You could boss.
European passport. You can go anywhere you want. So you need to use it really well.
Use it well.
So I really love traveling, and like we're so free, man. Like you don't. Oh, I hate being put into a box. Like, because you were saying, I make comedy videos. That I was already like, I don't really make comedy videos. So
that's why I had to ask. Like, I know you do more, but that's the videos I've seen most of it.
Of course, I understand. But I just want to show people that there's so many dimensions to just one person, and you can be so much more than whatever people want to put you in. Like, you know.
No, so, yeah. for sure. Well, before we get into it, we like to play a little game called This or That, where I ask you a question, and it's you either give me one answer or the other.
Okay.
Right? Speaking of traveling, right? City, being in the city or being in the countryside?
Ooh.
Quick answer.
City.
Jollof or wache?
Oh, wache.
Birthday dinner or birthday party?
Birthday party.
TikTok or Instagram?
Ooh, lately Instagram. For some reason. No, please, TikTok. Don't hate me. TikTok.
Summer or winter?
Ooh, winter.
Christmas or Halloween?
Christmas. What? Halloween? Are you okay?
I just had to ask. Last one, Amapiano, Afrobeats.
I don't really listen to Amapiano, so Afrobeats all the way.
Fairs. Do you know what? I used to hate on Amapiano as well, but I got into it recently, and it was decent.
I do understand it, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
I feel like I also don't really know how to dance, so I'm low-key being a hater because
You
like-
think me I can dance?
Yeah.
As a Congolese man, I'm ashamed to my community.
You don't know how to
No.
use your waist?
small, like I'm average.
Average.
But as a Congolese,
on a scale from 1 to 10.
it's 6
Oh.
maybe.
Well,
Some people 5,
small,
6.
small. Small.
Like like if I go to like I could do like if I go to the club I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
But then amongst my own people, if I was to rate amongst regular people 5, 6. Amongst Congolese people I'm a 3.
Oh.
I can't do. My people are there whining ways, doing.
Hey.
Especially when it comes to weddings. Congolese weddings are the
Beautiful.
we're beautiful, but we're the most dramatic people. Like
More dramatic than Nigerians?
in different ways.
Okay.
For example,
Fair enough.
as a Congolese, I've been to bare Congolese weddings, right?
Okay.
Normally, it's the bride's day. It's so on and so forth. Like the bride's looking nice, all the attention's on her. There will be uncles, and it's just known. There will be uncles that want to outdress the bride.
Aye.
That they will come with alligator boot.
Aye.
They will come with like there are videos here of literally uncles coming into the wedding with their own entrance.
But it's like their time to shine.
Yeah, it's their
Let
time.
them shine. Let
Wait,
them shine.
is it your day? Is it your day?
Right.
Did you pay for this venue?
No, but it's like not to. Yeah, maybe they can't show those things when they're working. So when it's time for them to put everything out, that's when on the wedding day.
Listen,
let them.
Listen, we there's a whole cultural thing called the sapeurs. It's a whole deeper thing. So please, my fellow Congolese people, forgive me if I butcher it a little bit, but it's very rooted in the fact that like a lot of Congolese people like the way you dress isn't just about fashion. It denotes class. It denotes like because obviously a lot of these people don't come from like the best means. So when they attain wealth, it's like it's not only just me showing off my wealth, but it's showing how far I've come, and it's like a deeply ingrained thing within Congolese culture. I know it's a joke online, and trust me, make the jokes, they're hilarious. But like the sapology, like it's a really important and ingrained thing amongst certain parts of the Congolese community. So that's why you'll see uncles just do the absolute most, because it's just like, listen, it's my time to shine, baby.
No, I understand. I feel like that's a lot with just ethnic minorities at all. It just in general, I learned this actually in sociology, whereby if not like poor people, but like if you don't have much, you just want to be able to, through materialistic things, you just want to show that you like. That's why sometimes so many families can't even like sometimes afford the bills, but then you see this big TV. It's just to show that, oh, like I can afford this. And
it's interesting. It's interesting. So you've been somebody who's like, obviously you lived in Belgium. Did you live in Ghana?
I lived in Ghana.
You lived in Ghana. How long did you live in Ghana for?
Till I was 8, 10, I think.
Okay,
8 or 10,
so you're somebody who's had like a bunch of like different experiences.
Yes.
I want to ask you some questions. So the best thing about living in Ghana, best thing about Belgium, and then the best thing about England. And then, I'll start with that, and then I'll ask some more later
I think the best thing about living in Ghana is the community, just like the warmth of being part of something so much bigger than yourself. Because you just like, it was just so tight. Everyone, because I lived in a family house as well. So it was like I was living with my great-great-grandma, with my uncle was in the house, my cousins.
Yeah.
So it was like, with everyone together. And obviously sometimes right now individualism is such a big thing in the West, but that's what makes Ghana or Africa so big, because everything is just community based. You're so much bigger, like I don't know, you're part of something bigger than yourself. And I think that's really great about Ghana, being part of a community and just like the warmth that you get from everyone and everything. So in Belgium, I would say, what is the best thing about living in Belgium? I would say, I didn't think this. I think Belgium, the resources of helping people, I think they've really you know how like here you have universal credit and all of those things. Like I feel like in Belgium, when you don't really have much, the government really helps you. Like the government is, they want to help you do well.
Yeah.
The living crisis is not as bad as it is here.
Yeah.
Because the government actually care about their people.
Okay.
So that is, I think, a positive thing about living in Belgium.
Yeah.
And also the food. I like Belgian
Yeah.
food.
Okay. Let's say a tour guide. You're the tour guide. Somebody's going Belgium.
Yeah.
What restaurants would you recommend? Because food is very important.
Yeah.
And where would you recommend they go? First of all, where were you in Belgium?
In Ghent.
In Ghent.
Yeah.
Is that so? That's not the. So is that
Brussels is the
Brussels is the
main,
capital, and then Ghent is like
it's just small town.
Small
It's
town.
not a town, but it's like it's a town city-ish, but it's the houses are really old, and it gives off like medieval old times.
First.
But yeah, I think if you just go to Belgium, it doesn't. You can either go to Antwerp, Brussels, or Ghent. I really love these three cities, and to eat just fries, man. Like just go to a good, we call it friture. Like go to like a good friture and just eat fries. Because when I came here and I was eating like fries, I was just like, what is this? Take this shit off my face. This is not fries.
What, you were disappointed?
Bro, so disappointed.
Yeah.
So disappointed. Like Belgian fries, they have my heart. Every single time when I go back, you just go to a friture and you get fries with like, we also call like a sauce, stoverij sauce.
Okay.
And together with mayonnaise is the best thing ever.
Peak. And England.
England.
If you have anything nice, don't say it. You don't have to lie to us. I will take offense.
No, again, as we were talking about representation, the best thing about living here in England is the fact that you get bombarded by representation, knowing that as being black, that you actually see people of your, like you see people that look like you doing big things. You see people that look like you actually making it, your dreams, like doing big things. And I feel like that's one thing that I wasn't exposed to when I was in Belgium, because when I was in Belgium, the only thing I thought I could do was maybe, go to school, become a teacher, like with my acting as well, maybe like star in series or films. But I did know that with whatever, how do you call it? With whatever. I'm sorry. I'm sometimes translating from Dutch to English.
It's fine.
What's that called when you get your degree? Like with whatever degree that I get, I would end up like in the school system.
You're looking for qualification.
Qualification with whatever qualification that I would have gotten. I wouldn't really be able to get as far as I wanted to. Whereby here, I do think that people, like your lecturers, also like they invest in you. They want you to do good no matter your skin color or anything. So yeah.
Also, as a creative in England, like how have you? Because you said there's a lot of opportunities. Have you? Does that extend to also like in the creative industry as well? Because like you mentioned that, obviously like. How has it been an actor here compared to like Belgium, for example?
So I feel like I haven't really tapped into my acting since I've been here. The only thing that I did was be part of the school drama society, and which was also really, really fun. I also worked in a theater, the Bridge Theater, which is also really big. But I haven't really tapped into it because for the past 3 years it has just been uni, and I was doing TikTok on the side, but it was more like a hobby, whereby I feel like for a lot of people, like it's a job, like you want to actually do something with it. And I feel like whilst I was in uni and doing TikTok was more of a side thing for me, like
side hustle,
a side hustle for me.
So what was the first video you remember going like viral or doing extremely well where you were like,
Bro, my tree video when I was stuck in the tree. And it's a crazy story as well, because like I had worked like a 9-hour shift, and when I was in uni, there was this guy at the gym that I fancied him so much. I liked him so much, and I'm not really like a gym babe like that. I never used to go to the gym, But then after my 9-hour shift, for some reason, I just wanted to see if the guy was working. And then I went to in the gym and it was just no luck. He wasn't working. And so I was like, okay, let me just walk around my campus. So I was walking around and I saw this tree. And when I was in Ghana, I used to climb trees a lot. And it just makes me feel so free. And I was like, yeah, why not? And so I climbed in the tree and I was just making videos whilst I was in the tree. And I actually made it on Snapchat just to post it for my friends to see. But for some reason, I was like, oh, let me actually post this on TikTok, because this was when I was just being consistent, posting anyway. And I posted it. For the first hour, I had, because I think then I was like on 6K or 4K. For the first hour, I had like 100 comments of people asking, girl, are you out of the tree? How are you doing? Is everything okay? And I was just like, why do people actually care? I don't know. I went to sleep and I woke up and my phone had just blown up. And suddenly from 4K, I was on 20K.
Wow.
And it was a situation where every second there was something coming in.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
That's crazy.
It was, yeah.
That's
So
crazy.
Shout out to that
tree.
That tree, but also that gym guy that I had a crush on. You see, you're alive now.
Did you ever see him afterwards?
Yeah, a couple of times.
Fairs.
Yeah.
But then did you were posting consistently, but did that video kind of like give you motivation to post more, or was it just like, oh, this did well, I'm just gonna keep posting whatever I want to post?
Yeah, it was, I feel like for me it was, I liked it because it was like, wow, there are actually people from England that are commenting, because I think when I moved here, wherever I go, I really try to be part of a community. Like,
For sure.
I feel like when I migrated from Ghana to Belgium, till now I don't have a lot of Ghanaian friends, because I try to just accumulate, like just put myself so much in the Belgium lifestyle so that I wouldn't really be associated with just being an immigrant. So I just, like, all my friends in Belgium, most of them are like white, because I just wanted to be so part of them, and just to not just be seen as a girl that just came from Ghana. And so wherever I go, I still have this urge to be accepted in the community. And I feel like with TikTok, you know, my videos were doing good when I was like having 4K, but it was more of like, you know, my friends or people from the US or Belgium. But then when that tree video went viral, I finally felt like, wow, people from England are actually looking at my videos. Maybe this is my chance to be part of them. This is my part, like, this is my chance to be accepted as part of, you know, the England societies.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And also, do you feel accepted?
I think as a content creator, with the, obviously comparison is everywhere. I don't know, I deal with a lot of comparison, and I do believe that I'm, maybe when it comes to brands or how people perceive me, I told you that I do believe that a lot of people still think that I live in Belgium. So I don't think I get reached out, like I don't have any management or anything. So I think that would change if I have management here in the UK. But I don't think on a content creator hustling brands level, I don't feel like I belong. But when I go outside and I get recognized, it makes me so happy, because it's like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because like obviously like your content comes up a lot, like your fate, like a
Really?
lot, like it does, and we were discussing before like what my process is to invite people on the podcast, and obviously I invite content creators because I feel like I said, it's important to build a network, but just also people who I feel like do good content, and it's like, you know, your content is good, you are a content creator. Do you know what I'm saying? So I feel like as a content creator, like feel free. I'm sure you know this yourself, but feel free to tap into whatever you want. If you want to do like a serious video one day, do that. And the people, I feel what I do like about TikTok as a platform is the fact that people mostly come for you or come. I feel like with Instagram, I feel like Instagram, it almost feels like you're selling something. It feels like either you're selling a lifestyle, or you're trying to. It feels like even very like like you're selling or you're marketing something. Where with TikTok, I've noticed a lot of personalities
your authenticity.
shine through. Like I see, for example, people come up first thing in the morning with their bonnet on and just make a video ranting about whatever is going on. And I feel like on Instagram you don't get away with that, because Instagram I feel like with Instagram you have to present something. It's like, okay, what are you selling us? Are you selling us your life? Are you selling us this? But with TikTok, it just feels like, listen, I'm doing me. I can do whatever. You can see me fry an egg.
Jolly.
And then
I could eat a crate.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we like to do a little segment called Rare Moment of the Week, where we like to spotlight someone creative. Could be a musician, actor, rap, artist, whoever that we feels deserves the accolade. I'll start off this one. I want to give a shout out to an artist, musician called Jay Safari. Jay Safari is an artist I discovered on TikTok. The first song I discovered from him was a song called Dance. And it's the way I describe the song Dance is very Pharrell, 2000s inspired. So if you like songs like Snoop Dogg and Pharrell Blow, that would be great. It feels very Neptune's inspired. Sorry, not just Pharrell, Neptune's inspired. That's what Dance was. But then he released a song called Lead Me On, where he's singing a lot more, and he's really showing off his vocal talent. And Lead Me On is just, I'm a huge R&B fan. R&B is like one of my favorite genres, isn't it? And I don't want to necessarily categorize him as an R&B artist, but I feel that song is like an R&B adjacent song. But that song is sensational. So yeah, Jay Safari, keep doing what you're doing. And I like artists who are like genre fluid, so that they can go from one genre to the other. Like like you said before, like creatives, don't put yourself in a box, innit? So
you're so much more than that.
Yeah, exactly. So big up Jay Safari. Your rare moment of the week, if you have one.
Oh, I'm trying to think. Can I search?
Yeah, no, for sure. Do your thing. Do your thing.
So it doesn't have to be like a friend or
No, it could just be anyone. Like anyone you feel is doing. You're looking at your phone. I think I dropped mine somewhere. It's somewhere here anyway. I'll find it. Don't worry about me. But here's a question. While what is your favorite genre of music?
You know what? Give me a second.
I got you. Yeah.
Okay. There's this content creator. Her name is Fejiro Okajbare. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right.
Okay.
But Fejiro, she makes just like videos on TikTok and on Instagram, and she just talks about her experience of being a nursing student, and like the way that she speaks to you on your, like, if you're watching her, I just feel like she's so relatable with her faith and everything that she's going through. Amazing. I think she came up on my For You page like 2 weeks ago, and I was just mesmerized by the way that she speaks. She also does podcast as well.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, Fajiro, if you're watching this, you're going to make it, man. You shine so much through the videos that you make, and amazing. I really love watching your videos. So yeah.
That's sick. That's amazing. Yeah. What's her name?
Fajiro.
Send it to me on TikTok or whatever. But
okay.
Yeah.
I hope I'm pronouncing it right.
Nah,
Fajiro.
Yeah, it's kind of like I said before. I'll give you because you asked how did the podcast start, and I don't think I've told the people this, so this is exclusive for you guys. But the podcast started when I was in uni. Okay. So I told you that part, but then I remember this was in my second year of uni. And then there was like a group called Urban Creative Society, because obviously we have like ACS, who are like ACS were doing like they weren't just doing parties, but they were doing different events. But then we were just like, man, we want something for the creatives, and I wasn't. To be fair, I'm not gonna take credit for it. The first person I saw who's kind of like headed up like the Urban Creative Society was a girl called Lindsay. In fact, she does paintings as well. Big up Lindsay. Lynn B. I'll put one of her paintings here. But I think it was Lindsay, Tiana, and a few other people. And then one of my boys who I'd met at a party literally the week before was like saying, "Oh yeah, Urban Creative Society." I'm like, "What's this?" I see it on Snapchat, so I go. Nah, just meet a bunch of people. There was one person that was on my course, Jason.
Okay.
He was on my course, so I knew him already. But then there was a bunch of other people, and then like just a bunch of different creatives linking up. It was like a painter. Obviously, I wanted to start the podcast. There were a couple people who were doing like visual effects. I just a bunch of different people. I was doing poetry at the time.
Okay.
That's what I was doing at the time. I was doing poetry. So we were like, okay, like let's form a group. And then we were like, what's the group name? And then the name RARE came up, which stands for Real Art, Real Expression.
Okay.
That's what RARE stands for. Like, because
Wow.
people think rare is just rare.
Rare, yeah.
It's just like the fun. Rare, no, it stands for Real Art, Real Expression. But then obviously I just kept the name RARE because, yeah. But then, yeah, and from that group, I formed the group that I'd make the podcast with. And then, yeah, the rest was just kind of history. But,
And look at you now.
hey, I'm trying, man. I'm one step at a time, one step at a time. But yeah, even like just like as a creative, I'm sure like you can see probably like the evolution in your work, because I can see like going back to like, the origins of the podcast. The podcast started off not very differently, but like it was just about. I just wanted to like in uni, I was a very opinionated person. I just wanted to be on camera. I was like, you know what? I'm making a podcast. I'm just gonna talk about anything and
As you
everything.
should.
And then over time, it just became about, okay, like I'm really into film, I'm really into movies, but also I was seeing a lot of other creatives. And my goal was as soon as I get out of uni, I need to meet all of these people. Because obviously getting people to travel from, sometimes some of them are in London, but all across England to Hertfordshire is a bit much.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, as soon as I get out, I want to talk to all of you, man, because a lot of people are doing great things. And like, you know, God willing, you know, I mean, not even God willing, thanks to God, because I've been able to meet so many different people. Like I've met you today. You know, big up Elmo in the back. I've met Elmo, you know what I'm saying? I've met tons of different people that are doing mad things creatively. And it's just like I said, being a part of a community and being a part, especially as a creative, sometimes it's like, at least in my experience, I've had, my mum was very supportive, but like growing up as a Congolese, in a Congolese background, African background, it's like, creative, you want to do what?
Yeah.
And then it's like having to justify what you're doing. So having that support system around you of people who are like, we're doing the same thing as you, bro. Like, we're all on different journeys. You might be more successful than me. I might be more successful, but like, we're all a part of the same ecosystem is so important. Because I feel that's needed. Because sometimes it's like, there's times where like I'm editing and I'm just like, bruv, do people even care? Do you know what I'm saying? But
Of course they do.
Yeah. But then I'll see the feedback from one video or somebody will ask me, hey, because I remember I've taken like multiple hiatuses on this podcast. Somebody will ask me, where's the next episode? I think, wow, you actually watch. Like, that's crazy.
Of
So,
course.
yeah. But have you ever felt like, not down in your career, but have you ever questioned like, hey, should I be doing this? And then if so, what kind of brought you out of that period of questioning to like give you the resolve that you needed?
I question myself every day.
Yeah.
Every single day. Because obviously, I feel like when something is a hobby, it just comes naturally.
Yeah.
But then when it becomes a side hustle, when it becomes a thing where it's your bread, like it's paying the bills, that's when you're like, fuck, I actually need to take this seriously. And I feel like after uni, it's a situation where I was like, wow, I've managed when I was in uni to gain such a big following. I don't like I have to stop seeing my TikTok as just a hobby, and I need to actually put in the work. And that's when it all went downhill for me, I guess. But in my last year of uni, I actually took a break, like a whole year. I wasn't posting consistently at all. And this was just to like focus on my dissertation, and just like, because I feel like I'm also like, validation is a big thing, and like the education validation was such, I just needed that, because English is like my third language.
Yeah.
I'm in school, in the class, like sociology, people that do sociology they're so opinionated, and these people are like talking about politics and all of those things, and I'll just be sitting there like, I don't really want to do this. I'm only doing this just to have a vocational degree. Is this like, am I doing it well? And then in the third year, I know that like there's a whole system hierarchy, the grades and stuff,
Yeah.
and like to get a first. So I just wanted to be on it, and that's why I took that break to focus and just do well and go to brilliantly. I did with an award as well. So
Amen.
yay! But after that, I was like, okay, now that I have this on the side, obviously we're using TikTok as a means to connect, to socialize, and just like with acting and everything. But making content, because again we spoke about like me being a comedic actor, a creator. I think because I don't really know like not who I am, but what sort of content that I do, because of how
it's so varied.
It's so varied, and I feel like when people are looking at my videos, maybe they would just see, oh, that's like she just makes funny videos, but to me, I'm just putting my personality out there, and I don't really feel like my personality is funny. Like I feel like I have so many. I like to believe that I'm also like a very serious person, and I don't really put that out there. So I think in just like, oh my God, I'm making this so long because you just asked one simple question.
But I encourage it. Listen, I encourage it.
But my stream of consciousness, I'm just
honestly, you're thinking about 1,000 things at once.
just thinking about so much.
It happens with me.
But
trust me.
Just to answer your question, I do question it a lot because I just don't know who I am or what my TikTok identity, just my content creation identity is. Because I spoke to one of my friends who do content creation, Amizian, and he was like, Joa, like I told him I want to take it seriously, and he was like, yeah, Joa, you should, because these things like really pay the bills. And he was like, but what do you do? Like what sort of videos do you want to do? And I was like, I don't really know, because he was like, when you go on people's pages, it's like a repetitive thing of the same thing that they do. If you have people that do makeup videos, the whole thing is about makeup. Like obviously it's in like variations, but that's their main thing. You see them apply makeup every single day, and that's what they get money from. If this person makes skits, that's what they constantly do.
Day.
Like Victor, not Victor. Victor.
Victor.
Not Victor Kunda.
Okay.
Victor from Ireland. You know, I hope his name is Victor. Yes, it is Victor.
Okay.
He makes videos and like skits, and he's been doing this for a long time, and that's the thing that he keeps doing is his content creation identity. And I feel like I haven't really found mine. So it makes me question what I'm doing, if I'm doing the right thing. Do people really want to see what I'm doing? And sometimes, because I'm putting my personality out there, am I maybe I think I do that a lot on my live, is that I talk just like I'm speaking with my friends, and I sometimes I really question whether I'm putting too much of myself out there. But I don't really know. So I do question it a lot.
But when you say you're putting too much of yourself out there, you're being authentic and transparent.
Definitely.
And I feel like especially when it comes to content creation, but just like life, authenticity will get you far.
Okay.
Authenticity. I'm not speaking as a person of authority, because I'm still trying to get my way through this. But I think the content I genuinely resonate with, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate, is when what I hate is sometimes when I can tell, someone's heart's not in it. And obviously, I get it. When you get to a certain, even I remember Chunk speaking about it. Chunk said he thinks he's less funny now than he was before, because now he has so many eyes watching him that he can't be 100% of himself, because 100% of himself won't resonate with everyone, but 100% of himself got him there.
Very true.
So on the journey to getting there, you are what's going to get you there. And not everything's for everyone. Not everything is for everyone, but that's fine. It doesn't have to be for everyone. It's got to be for the people that it's for.
Very much.
And even my podcast, I've had the same issue of like, who's my podcast for? Because I'm a man of many different interests. And the reason why I started, I wanted to talk to everyone. So last week's episode was amazing. I had an amazing content creator called Michelle K, Mishmash. She does like a lot of like voiceover singing, like voiceover singing on TikTok.
Okay.
And then before that, I had an episode with a guy called Manny. He's a part of a podcast called Post Credit Scene Podcast, which is a film and TV podcast.
Wow.
And I studied film and TV, so like that's a bit of me. And we spoke about film, TV, anime, and then the podcast before that was about just music. So for me, it's like when I upload videos, I'm like sometimes, who's this for? Who's that for? But I've just come to the point where it's like I'm gonna put the content out there that I want to put out. Obviously, there's strategy. There's obviously strategy. If there's a clip I see that I think people resonate with, I'll put it out there. But I never do something because, hey, I want to be more likable here. I want to be more. I just like let the creativity, let your authenticity guide you, and it will lead you to whoever it needs to go to.
Well,
it needs to
thank
go
you for
to.
this.
No, like honestly, I'm
Thank
just
you.
like this isn't advice that I've come up with. This is like passed down from people that I know, and I feel like I said, I'm glad I met you because it's like you're another person I can say now I've met, but that I've seen on TikTok that's become, you know, like a reality. Do you know what I'm saying? Because that's what I feel. Like, because there's a saying: if you wanna get somewhere fast, do it alone. But if you wanna go somewhere far, do it together. And I feel like like you said, building a community of people that can help each other. Because even with this creative thing, I've got another podcast that's just about wrestling, like WWE and all that type of stuff. Yeah.
You're doing it all.
Yeah, no, like I said, I have a bunch of different passions,
A
but
man of many talents.
something like that. But then even like some of the people I do the wrestling podcast with, they help me out with some stuff here behind the scenes, whether it's like how to like simple things of like how to export my video to make sure it's the highest grade of quality or thumbnails or whatever. So just like building that ecosystem of like because us creators, we got to stick together, man. I feel like with us, what people don't understand about creatives is that there's no blueprint for us. There's no, and this isn't to discredit other fields, because being a doctor, being a lawyer is difficult, but you kind of, okay, you know, I got to study for this, I've got this exam, I've got to do like bang, bang, bang. It's like, it's linear, extremely difficult, by the way, but linear.
Very.
Us, you
Goes
could,
up and down.
up and down.
Up and down.
You could wake up, you could think, I've got a banging video.
Bro,
I'm
you
gonna-
can put a whole day into one video and you'll get 2 fucking likes, bro.
Trust me.
2 fucking likes, bro.
And then there'll be any video, any dega video you put out.
That I'm just talking like this and then...
Like there was one video on the podcast, yeah. This was like, I don't know, because I used to edit the podcast with a bunch of different people. I don't think I picked this clip, but one of my co-editors was like, hey, one of my co-hosts was like, hey, pick this clip. I was like, fine. It was just about a clip about using washcloth to wash your body. Just any nonsense clip. I post it. I'm seeing 100K. I'm thinking, huh? I'm thinking, I wash my body 10 times a day, twice a day, 6 times a day. I'm thinking, so this is the one you want to engage with. So this is the content you choose to engage with. Wow. But then it's just like, with content creation, it's like I
You
call
just
it,
have to put yourself out
yeah, it's the
there.
lottery.
I feel like, and that's one thing that I really deal with, is that I'm too much in my head, just overthinking too much. Oh, should I post this? Should I post this? But just that's the thing. I feel like I miss the old me, because it's like I never used to think about these things. I never used to. I was just so like just posting. It didn't matter if it would have gotten 200 million likes or just 2 likes. It didn't matter to me. I just wanted to put it out there. Whereby now it's like, wow, oh, should I post this? And I take so much breaks, like 10 days break. It's like, oh, but then you just lose the flow if you take those breaks. And I just want to be able to switch it off a bit and then just post without thinking.
But do you know what I think that comes from, is because now you've seen you can be successful.
Yeah.
Because when you were posting before, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, you were just posting because you didn't have any expectation. But because now you've seen that you can be successful, like it's like I use an analogy. It's like you're driving, and now you see the destination. It's far, but you can see it now. Yeah. Before you were just left, right. I don't care where I'm going. But now you have a destination, and because you're heading towards that destination, you want to get closer and closer and closer. And that's maybe why, like, you're thinking, oh, damn, I ain't posted it this, but it's good because it shows you have ambition. And I think life is all about perspective. It's like some people, like classic saying, some people see the glass half empty, half full. You stressing over your content, it's stressful, it's long, it's draining, it's tiring, but it also shows that you have an end goal in mind and you have something you're working towards every day. Correct me if I'm wrong, I could be chatting absolute rubbish.
No, you are, and I just hope for myself that you are right.
Yeah.
I think that's all I'm thinking. I'm just thinking, I hope that whatever he's saying is what I'm truly experiencing, because I think, I don't know, sometimes I do think that laziness has to do with it as well, because I'm just like, I don't know. Yeah. I think the break that I took as well, I don't feel like I right now connect with my following, because I do believe that like the Joa that I was posting like 2 years ago or like a year ago, with the videos that I was posting, like those uncle videos and stuff, I did make one like 2 weeks ago, but it did come from me, but I also felt like, oh, I need to be able to make or match the videos that I was making before, so that my following can relate to it, whereby right now I do believe that there's so much more I want to be doing. There's so much I want to be talking about.
Yeah.
I want to be, And I think I'm also quite scared to show all of those aspects of me, and whether I'm going to be accepted by, the following that I've created over the years, if they're going to accept this new Joa. Not that I'm new, but I do feel different.
Yeah, you grow, you evolve. You're never just static.
Yeah, and just even right now, like after uni, being so lost and not knowing what to do, I'm just like,
Tell me about it.
Charlie, I actually need to figure out what I'm doing with my life right now. Like, education was actually a safe space,
Safety net.
a safety net that I
Because
I know I needed.
You needed, trust me.
That's why people go back to do masters. I'm thinking, I've been looking.
Listen.
I've been looking. Should I go and do my masters? But then it will be another thing where when I'm doing my masters, because when I was doing sociology, I was thinking, fuck, I'm really just neglecting this creative side of me. Why am I doing this?
Yeah.
And so if I was to do my masters right now, it would be another escape, trying to neglect whatever truly is my passion.
I feel like when I left, so I graduated during the pandemic, so I was in my final year of uni in 2020, so I did my dissertation from home and everything like that.
Wow, well done.
I don't know how I did
Must
it,
be
honestly.
fucking hell.
It was a nightmare, and I feel like I got robbed of my last year, because unlike most people's uni experience, I didn't really like first year because I was still finding myself. And there was a lot of like obviously mistakes help you grow, but there's a lot of mistakes I made in first year.
I didn't like first year as well.
And then I think second year it was more the same until honestly, until I discovered this podcast, until I made this podcast, like I did not know like what I was doing in uni. And then I felt like in third year everything was going well, academics was going well, podcast was going well, and then the pandemic just took all of it away. So obviously post pandemic, I graduate, get my degree. We just come out of the pandemic. I'm sure this is for a lot of people, they can relate. When it came to like just finding your staying life, okay, cool. Man cannot live on bread alone after.
If only we could
just
live on bread and water.
Just me.
Life would have been so fun.
Trust me. So I'm trying to hear. Okay, I want to be creative, but I want to also like figure out what my career is, because obviously, being a creative and just like talking in front of a camera will pay off in Jesus' name one day.
Amen.
But right now, it's not cutting it. So it's kind of that thing of like, okay, like being, and the balance between like being ambitious but realistic. And it's like sometimes your realism crushes your ambition, and sometimes your ambition crushes realism. And it's just like, I don't know if there's ever a balance. Even right now, I'm still figuring it out. But it's just like that post, I feel like, especially for like us as creators or people in general, I don't know how people like came out of uni, especially after the pandemic and just the world's a mess, and just that post uni stage of, okay, I no longer have the safety net of I'm in uni. Easy. uncle, when I go to family visit cousins, uncle. Oh, what are you doing? I'm in uni. Okay, that's it. That's where it starts and ends because it's acceptable to be a student. It's acceptable. So, oh, I'm in uni. Starts and it ends. Post uni, what are you doing? What are you doing in life?
I'm a waitress.
What's your 10-year plan? When do you plan to? Do you know what I'm saying? And it's like, hold on, wait a minute. Like, especially if you've gone like from, let's say, you know, obviously secondary school, sixth form or college, and then straight into uni. You've been under that bracket, under that banner of education. So it's like, I'm studying, I'm doing my thing. And uni was kind of like the best of both worlds because I can do what I want, but under the safety net of like, I can do what I want, but under the safety net of like, hey, I'm a student, don't rely on me too much for anything. Don't ask me for anything.
Right.
As soon as you leave uni, whoo, no, you're an adult now. Figure this shit out. And it's like, but I'm just a little, you're not a little boy, you're not a little girl. You're a grown ass man, you're a grown ass woman. And it's like,
I just wish people would be so, not honest, but I do feel like we're really all alone in this together. But people, I just wish people would just be honest about how they feel and talk about it, because it's like we've all have gotten a degree in pretending like we're okay. Like we actually all have a degree in putting on a mask on and just like do, but it's like you can't do more than that. Like you actually, whatever is happening, you have to, you know, push through and do this. But I just wish that we could all actually talk about how it feels to be done with uni and not have a safety net. What am I doing? What am I actually doing with my life right now? But TikTok really, I think content creation also really helps me express, just makes me feel free, makes me feel like I'm part of something bigger than myself. I'm part of a huge community.
I remember you mentioned the moment that like your mum started showing people your content. I remember that happened to me very recently. So I did a video on Michael Jackson, how Congolese people sing Michael Jackson. How do they sing it? We don't say for example, the song Beat It, we don't sing beat it, we sing just pile, because obviously in Congo they don't speak English. Even the colonized language is French.
Of course.
So they don't speak English at all. So when they were listening to Michael Jackson, they were just singing just pile, pile, pile. Like even Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, it'd be like Keba, Naliboso, Okonyata Banye. Like they'll just remix it, innit? So obviously I showed my mum that video. And that's the first time she's genuinely like, because obviously there's a generational gap, cultural gap, like, you know, her videos aren't for me. I mean, my videos aren't for her. But that's the first time she genuinely burst out, like, laughing. And then she even went through the comments. She's like, yeah, I remember this. And then she started telling stories of, like, you know, what other songs we used to remix. And then she said it wasn't just Michael Jackson. It was Bob Marley, Bob Manioka. Like, so that moment, that video, that piece of content ended up bringing me, like, just creating a moment for me. So and then that's like another incentive to keep doing what I'm doing, innit? Obviously I won't make videos like that all the time, but like just a random video like that could like create a moment in the house, innit?
No,
so
definitely.
Man. But Juanita, did I pronounce it correctly? Juanita, sorry.
Yes, it's okay.
Because it's Juanita.
Yes, I think if you said Juanita, that's the part that makes me, I'm traumatized with that name. Yeah. I can't. You can't. Like, if I'm on the road and someone shout Juanita, I will actually have a panic attack. Because it's. It's like when I would do something wrong at home. That's when my mom would just be downstairs, Juanita. And that's why. That's why people started calling me Joa, because I'm just like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, my bad.
That's
my
okay.
bad. Juanita. Thank you for coming on the show.
Of course, thank you for having me.
I appreciate you coming.
This is my first podcast.
Listen, I'm honestly surprised by that though.
Really?
Because the reason why I'm surprised by that, because I was like, one, like, you have a big following, and two, it's like, like I said, and I'm not even saying this because you're here, because I even told my boy, like, because one of my boys, Big up Hanafi. He's one of my boys who said, "Oh, you should have her on the show." Because me and him, like his job, he's got his own production company called Foolish Professionals.
Wow.
And
Are you guys scouting? I'm an actress.
Listen, I will send you his details. But he does he shoots a lot of music videos and so on and so forth, advertisements, and then me and him, we talk about content all the time. Because his wife, big up, Ria, is a content creator as well. So we talk, we just send each other content creators all the time. I think your name came up in the conversation, like, oh yeah, I know her. He said, you should have her on a podcast. And I was like, I should, did it.
Wow.
And then they was just like, yeah. So, but like I said, the main thing, I always talk to people that I feel like have a story to tell. And like you said, you're more than just like the content you put out. I want to know the person in it. So I was like, okay, you make good content, got a good following as well. So it's like, let me talk to her. So like when I said I was surprised that that I'm your first podcast, because I'm thinking, me.
No, again, as I said, with people thinking I just live in Belgium as well. But this it just makes me feel like I'm part of the England community.
Oh, listen, there's a bunch of us. Listen, even me, I'm still trying to like I said, build a connect with other different creators. But Juanita, please tell the people where they can find you. Tell the people what you got going on, what they should look out for.
What they should look out for.
Anything.
Look out for me on TV. Because your girl is gonna be an actress.
Amen.
And I'm gonna be doing big things. Netflix, my grandma said it. Netflix worldwide.
Amen.
No, but I'm just hoping to put out more content, just me being me authentically, and just like connecting with you guys. That's all I am about. Just trying to connect with people all the time. Just speak soul to soul.
So you're on Instagram, you're on TikTok.
Yes.
You got X?
I haven't. I wanna try YouTube, but I feel like that's also like a whole different world.
Yes.
But for now, I'm Joa Brown on Instagram and TikTok. Yes.
We appreciate you coming through.
Thank you.
But also make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, TikTok. We appreciate the following that's been happening on TikTok. There's been a lot of new TikTokers following me recently. I appreciate that a lot. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Yeah, like Juanita said, go and follow her page, please.
Charlie, if you don't follow me right now,
follow.
Hey, I'm gonna block you.
But yeah, man, this has been another amazing episode of the Rare Podcast. We appreciate